Hi guys, Jon Watts here from the TruGolf Academy. You've joined me at Drayton Park Golf Club, and today I want to touch on a subject that I know a lot of golfers out there have got questions about, and it's the role of the trail leg in the backswing. It's whether we should be maintaining flex in that right knee for a right-handed player, or whether we should be allowing that right leg to straighten. And I hear a lot of golfers very confused on this subject and been told a number of different things, read a number of different articles, and it can be a little bit confusing. So I just want to try and clear up some of those points if I can today for you. I've just got the aid of this tour stick across my hips, just so you can start to see how much straightening that right knee, that trail knee, or how much allowing that to straighten will affect my hip turn, my hip rotation, and also my backswing length. So there is no wrong or right answer here. You'll have seen elite golfers who maintain some of their flex in their right knee. You'll have seen some elite golfers who straighten that trail leg. You know, a lot of tour players used to do it, a lot of big long hitters as well. Sam Snead, you see it a lot now with Bubba Watson being obviously a left-hander, but as he gets to the top of that backswing, his trail leg is completely straight. So there's a real difference depending on who you're looking at and which tour players you like to model your swing on. Of course, what we actually want to know is what's relevant to you, your build, your physical strength and capabilities. So I'm just going to show you from a downline position. As I said, there is no real wrong or right answer here. We know that that trail leg, okay, that knee there is going to start to straighten as my hips turn. So the more my hips turn, the more this leg is going to straighten. So what you'll see, some tour players who have a more upright backswing, and I guess the most extreme out there maybe being a Jim Furyk, he'll keep a lot of his knee flex in his trail leg and his right knee as he makes his backswing, because it's a relatively upright backswing. If you get someone who's more of a Zach Johnson or a Matt Kuchar with a flatter, more rounded swing, okay, that trail leg, that trail knee will start to straighten more because the club is working more around your body. So it's also going to be different whether you're using an iron to a driver. So my 7-iron is 37.5 inches, so they're half an inch longer than what we'd consider being standard. My driver's 45 inches. My driver is also built at a flatter lie angle, so the angle from the shaft to the ground when it's at address. So my driver's about 59 degrees, whereas my irons are a little bit upright. So this is 7-iron here is 63.5 degrees. So the length of the golf club, the lie angle of the golf club, is going to start to affect my swing plane. I'm actually going to be making a slightly more rounded swing with a driver and a slightly more upright swing with an iron because of the shaft length and because of the lie angle. So therefore, with a driver, I'm even going to find my trail leg, my trail knee will straighten more with a driver than it would with an iron. Okay, so there is no wrong or right. There is no, we've got to keep an exact amount of flex in there. We'll know, and from a previous video I've done, I was talking about X factor stretch and the difference between shoulder turn and hip turn as we start our downswing. So it is a power source. The X factor stretch is the difference between the upper body and the lower body. So there is a power source to be created if we can limit how much our hips are turning while creating a shoulder turn. And if we can increase that gap between our shoulder turn and our hip turn as we start the downswing. Some of you that have got more physical problems, injuries, less mobility, less rotation, are actually going to need that trail leg, that trail knee to straighten more to create a longer backswing. So a lot of the senior ladies and gents, or anyone with any real injuries, whether that's hip, back, knee, and are struggling to make a full backswing and feel they're losing out from some speed because of that, or their rhythm is affected, their tempo, they may find that actually allowing that trail leg to straighten a little bit more will allow the hips to turn more, will allow the shoulders to turn more and create a longer swing. So there is, as I said, no wrong or right answer here. It will depend on your backswing line, whether you're swinging more round your body or whether you're swinging a little bit steeper on the way back. We know in the couple of players I mentioned there, so I mentioned a Jim Furyk with a more upright backswing and more flex in his trail knee. And I mentioned a Zach Johnson or a Matt Kuchar with a flatter, more rounded backswing who will allow that trail knee to straighten more. What you'll see is they actually all make a very similar move on the downswing. So Jim Furyk's got a bit more rerouting to do to shallow out his downswing, whereas Matt Kuchar actually steepens his downswing slightly. Zach Johnson swings on a pretty similar plane on the way up and the way down, but they all deliver the club in a pretty similar position. So there is no wrong or right answer there. It will depend on golfer to golfer, to do with their flexibility, to do with their backswing, whether it's upright or round their body, and it will even be affected by the length of golf club and the lie angle. So what I don't want you to do, what I want you to take out of this video, is I don't want you to get too obsessed with trying to maintain flex in that knee, because it will depend on the backswing you make, okay? And it will depend on your physical ability. What I would say is if you were a senior lady or gent and you're struggling with your backswing length, you don't feel like you can make a full shoulder turn, allowing that leg to straighten a little bit more will actually allow you to make more shoulder turn, and that will be a more powerful source for you. If you're flexible enough that you can make a big 90 or plus shoulder turn while limiting hip turn to 35 degrees by maintaining some flex in this trail knee, then fantastic, that will be a big power source for you. So it will vary golfer to golfer. Don't get too obsessed with trying to maintain flex in that knee. I hope that's helped clear up a few points for you guys. If it has, make sure you give us a thumbs up to this video, and do subscribe to the channel. Plenty of other content now coming Monday, Wednesday and Friday. Thanks guys.